You know, people often think fame gives you everything you could ever want, the money, the attention, the spotlight. But what if I told you that it can also take away the very things that make you human? It sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly what happened to Johnny Depp. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm really glad you're here, because today, we're diving into something special, something raw, emotional, and deeply human. We're talking about Johnny Depp's heartfelt confession. A story not about red carpets or movie sets, but about the struggles that come with fame, and the search for something real, true love. We all know Johnny Depp as the iconic face behind unforgettable characters, Captain Jack Sparrow, Edward Scissorhands, the Mad Hatter. He's played rebels, misfits, dreamers, and outsiders. But the real Johnny? The man behind the characters? His story is far more complex, and far more emotional, than most people realize. So stick around, because as we go through this journey, you'll see a side of Johnny Depp that will make you think differently, not just about fame and love, but about life itself. Johnny Depp's rise to fame sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood movie. He started out as a small-town musician who just wanted to play guitar. Acting wasn't even his main dream at first. But fate had other plans. After a few small roles, his breakout came with the TV show 21 Jump Street. Suddenly, he was everywhere. Posters, interviews, screaming fans, overnight, he became the heartthrob of a generation. For most people, that would be the dream, right? Fame, fortune, and adoration. But for Johnny, it came with a price. In one of his interviews, he once said, "Fame isolates you. You start losing touch with who you were before the world started watching." And that's something a lot of us can relate to, even if we're not famous. Think about it, have you ever felt like people only see a version of you that isn't the real you? Like you're playing a role just to keep others happy? That's what Johnny was going through, but on a massive scale. Every move he made, every person he dated, every project he took, it was all under a microscope. Imagine not being able to walk down the street for a cup of coffee without cameras flashing in your face. Or knowing that millions of strangers feel entitled to comment on your life, your looks, your choices. Sounds exhausting, doesn't it? Behind all that glamour, he was slowly losing touch with himself. Fame had turned into a golden cage. Sure, it looked shiny from the outside, but inside, it was lonely. Then came love. Johnny has always been someone who loves deeply and passionately. His relationships have been intense, beautiful, and sometimes heartbreaking. From his early days with Winona Ryder, to his longtime partner Vanessa Paradis, to the very public and painful chapter with Amber Heard, every love story left a mark. He once said, "True love doesn't thrive under the microscope. It needs silence and time, two things fame doesn't allow." And that quote says it all. It's one thing to love someone. But it's another thing entirely when the whole world is watching, judging, and twisting your story. It's like trying to protect a fragile flower in the middle of a hurricane. You can try, but no matter how careful you are, something's going to break. And maybe that's why Johnny's love stories have always felt tragic. Not because he didn't care enough, but because he cared too much. He poured his heart out, again and again, only to see it get torn apart by the glare of fame. Have you ever loved someone so much that you felt like you were losing yourself in the process? That's what Johnny went through. The more he tried to hold on, the more everything seemed to slip away. After years of heartbreak, lawsuits, and public scandals, Johnny found himself at a crossroads. His reputation had taken hits. The media had turned him into a headline. And for a while, it looked like the world had forgotten who he really was. But that's the thing about people like Johnny, they don't give up easily. Instead of running from the pain, he went back to the things that grounded him, his art, his music, and most importantly, his children. He has often said, "My kids saved me. They remind me of who I am when I forget." There's something incredibly beautiful about that, isn't there? In a world that constantly tells you who to be, family can bring you back to who you truly are. His children became his anchor, his reason to keep going, and his quiet source of strength. He also found peace in creativity, painting, playing guitar, spending time in silence, away from the noise. That's when he realized that happiness isn't about the applause or the awards. It's about the small things, a laugh, a quiet morning, a genuine hug, a moment of honesty. That's a powerful reminder for all of us. We often chase things, success, recognition, validation, thinking they'll make us happy. But sometimes, healing isn't about chasing anything. It's about slowing down, breathing, and coming home to yourself. You see, Johnny's story isn't just about fame or heartbreak. It's about rediscovery. It's about learning that you can lose everything, your reputation, your friends, your career, and still find yourself again if you have the courage to look inward. So what can we learn from Johnny Depp's journey? Quite a lot, actually. The first thing is, protect your peace. You don't owe the world every piece of yourself. Keep something private. It's okay to have boundaries. Whether you're famous or not, you deserve to live parts of your life away from the spotlight. The second thing, don't let your mistakes define you. Johnny's life has been far from perfect. He's made bad choices, trusted the wrong people, and fallen apart more than once. But he's never stopped trying to be better. And that's what matters. We all make mistakes. What defines us isn't the fall, it's the getting back up. And the third thing, real love is quiet. As Johnny once said, the loudest love stories often burn out the fastest. Real love doesn't need to be shouted from rooftops. It's not about big gestures or social media posts. It's about presence, patience, and understanding. It grows in silence, in the moments when no one's watching. That's what he's been searching for all along, something real, something peaceful, something that doesn't demand performance. Fame taught him many things, but the biggest lesson was this: when you strip away the lights, the noise, the attention, what really matters are the people who love you when the cameras aren't rolling. And that's something we can all take to heart. In a world obsessed with appearances, finding something genuine, whether it's love, friendship, or even self-acceptance, is the real success story. Think about it. How often do we try to look perfect for others? How often do we chase validation, likes, approval, status, just to feel like we're enough? Johnny's story shows that none of that lasts. The only thing that truly matters is staying true to yourself. He may have lived a life most people can only dream of, but he's also faced loneliness, heartbreak, and betrayal on a level few can imagine. Yet through it all, he never lost his heart. He may have been broken, but he never became bitter. That's something rare in today's world. And maybe that's why people still love him, not because he's perfect, but because he's human. He's flawed, emotional, and unapologetically real. As he's said before, fame can take a lot from you, but it can never take your heart, if you choose to keep it open. He's proof that even when life gets messy, even when the world tries to define you, you can still choose who you are. You can still love, forgive, and grow. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes life truly beautiful, not the fame, not the applause, not the spotlight, but the quiet courage to stay kind, stay honest, and keep your heart open. So, as we wrap up, take a moment to think about your own life. What matters most to you? What are you chasing, and is it really worth it? Because sometimes, the thing we're searching for has been right there all along. For Johnny, it wasn't fame, fortune, or even success. It was peace. It was love. It was coming back to himself. And maybe that's the real confession, that in a world obsessed with noise, the most powerful thing you can ever do is listen to your own heart. Thank you so much for watching, for listening, and for being part of this journey. Until next time, remember, fame fades, but humanity lasts forever. And if you're struggling right now, just know, you're not alone. Like Johnny, you can always find your way back. Because no matter what life takes from you, your heart, if you keep it open, can always lead you home.